Hi fire signs, this is Astrid here. I would just like to say Happy New Year and hope you had a good festive period. I'm Astrid, I'm here to give you a general reading. I'm going to be using Gilded Tarot, Nature Whisper cards, Universe has your back and messages from your angels. Now, I'm sorry, it's really dull outside. The colour on the camera is not the best. Let's see if it'll make any difference if I go and zoom in. No. So I apologise for that. Right, okay, I know I'm running late. I'm not feeling that great. I've had some sort of stomach bug and I've also had no internet, so I've just gone back on. So this is why they're late. You're going to get your love reading pretty soon as well, okay? Right, before I started dealing the cards and I was intuitively tuning in, I kept seeing the number 8, so I don't know why I kept seeing it, and everywhere I kept noticing 8, 8, 8. So I'm not sure if that's significant to you guys. You can let me know if there's something happening yesterday, because yesterday was 8th. It could be mean in 8 days, 8 hours. It can also mean the 8th month, which is August. So I was getting that for you guys, okay, is relevant. Also was getting the feeling that, you know, it's something that you've been working on. You're not quite there yet. You've been working towards this goal, whether that's a personal goal or something within your work situation. You've been working towards it, okay? So you have been like making steady steps towards that. That's what I was picking up, but I'm not sure if that was like personal. That could be personal life for some of you guys, or it could be like in a work or career situation. Right, let's get into the cards. Right, the first card, I'm going to read the energy from the bottom of the cards, okay? So the first card you've got is the Four of Wands, okay? So this talks about you know, setting your foundations. It talks about, you know, building your foundations, like a happy family situation. So I don't know if this is at home life, you know, you've been trying to build that, or that's what you're looking to get, that's what you want. You've also previously had the moon, so something's come out. This could be, you could be involved with a Pisces, because this is the Pisces card. Your intuition can be quite heightened at this time. Some sort of secrets may come to light that you didn't know about before, so something that you found out about. You've also got the Five of Cups, okay, so the Five of Cups talks about, you know, there's maybe been a period of conflict with you and someone else, or a situation where you know, you felt a bit depleted, and you're kind of on your knees, you're pretty knackered with a situation. And I've also got the Four of Pentacles here, okay, so this talks about you, it can be you're hanging on to material or financial situation or finances, but to me this means that you're holding on to something, okay, so maybe something from the past that you're hanging on to, okay, whether that be a situation, a feeling, and it's maybe made you feel a bit depleted and, you know, a bit inner conflict within yourself. It could be a Pisces you're dealing with, or it could just be the fact that you're highly intuitive, and there's maybe some sort of secret that's come out, and you're working away towards this sort of stable foundation, okay, whether that's at home or work or whatever. Right, so let's have a look. Right, the first advice and guidance card you got from the Universe has your back is, thank you, Universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is the highest good. Okay, so that's the card that you got. So you've maybe been a bit blinded by fear, or and the universe is saying, you know, that you've expanded your perception of the situation, and now that you can maybe see what is the highest good for yourself, okay? So that's your advice card for the month. For the, you got eyes up for the messages from your angels. And it says it's a good time to give birth to new ideas, situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you and protecting you during these changes, okay? So the universe is, kind of got your back in a sense, okay? You are being guided by spirit, so don't worry too much about it. Right, so the first position you've got is work. These cards are a nightmare. Here we go. First one you've got is assurance. So in the workplace, you are maybe seeking some sort of assurance. Okay, we can see here there's lots of figures in the tree. There is about 4. So maybe this is you looking for, looking for some sort of assurance with this card, okay? So you're looking for some sort of assurance within the workplace, possibly. You've made roots in this sort of career or job, or you want to, and you're needing kind of some sort of sign or assurance that you're on the right track. Whether that's going to be from people that you work with, or the universe, or spirit. But that's what it's saying there. On top of that, you've got 3 of Pentacles. Again, this tells me that you're working hard towards something in a creative field, or your place of work. If you don't work, then it could be any kind of like creative output that you do. And you're working hard here. You can see here you've got 3 Pentacles, and you're working hard to achieve more. You're quite happy with what you're doing. He's not sad. He's kind of got a little smile on his face under his little moustache. All right, so the next position you've got is home. So something at home, you've got fresh approach. Something's going on in the home. This can do with home, family, or friends. Situation where it's asking you to take a fresh approach, okay? Maybe you've been thinking about this for a while. You've maybe had a bit of contemplation going on about this. Things aren't maybe how you envisioned them at home, or with your family, or your friends, or your partner. And it's asking you now to look at taking a fresh approach with the situation. Once you take the fresh approach, you've got the Page of Wands. Okay, now the Page of Wands is quite a positive card to get. It can talk of an offer being given to you. It can also talk about you hearing some sort of good news in regards to this situation on the home front, or your friends or family. And it's maybe just saying that once you take this fresh approach, there's going to be some sort of good news that's going to come, okay? And that's something that you've maybe been waiting for. In the unexpected position, you've got contemplation. Okay, so this month of January, from now to the end of January, you're going to have to be doing a lot of inner soul searching. The contemplation card kind of reminds me of 2 cards in the tarot. It kind of reminds me of the strength. So you might need to be strong. You might need to take that time for yourself, not be fiery and act before thinking, but to think before you act, okay? Before you move on and, take the course of action you think you need to take. Have a good think about that. Don't kind of be gung-ho about it. Take that time to think about the situation. It also reminds me a bit of the Hermit card as well. It's got beautiful artwork in this one. There's a lot of blue, okay, so there is some sort of communication with this, and that could just be looking for the signs from the universe, okay? Because we can see the blue in this card is above our head, so this could just indicate that you are getting signs from spirit, from the universe, but you're only going to get that when you quieten your mind. And maybe when you're contemplating and having a good think about things will just sort of start popping into your head, okay? New ideas, new ways to approach things, new ideas of how to move forward and kind of be on the road that you want to be. On top of that, you've got the 3 of Swords, okay? This card has been popping out for a lot of signs. I think this has been in the last 2, which was probably earth and air. Three of Pentacles can denote to some sort of heartbreak. It doesn't always mean it's heartbreak from a romantic partner. It could be heartbreak from a different situation. You're feeling a bit heartbroken about something. Maybe someone's let you down. Maybe it's a family member. It can mean romantically. It can also indicate that, you know, you maybe are involved in a three-way situation. And maybe that's what you have to do some sort of thinking about, okay, of how you want to proceed with that, or if you want to proceed within a three-way situation. Maybe that's why the contemplation card's there, because you're going to be getting guidance from your higher self, or you could be getting guidance from your spirit guides, or, you know, the universe in general. Yeah, so just be aware of that. There is a lot of heartbreak going on with a lot of the signs. The next one position is your role. So what's the fire sign's role for this month? So you've got clear endeavour here, okay, and this just talks about you being clear on what it is you want and how you're going to proceed with that. And maybe that's why you've got the contemplation card there, because you're going to have to be doing a lot of, you know, self-reflection, evaluation, looking at yourself. How do you want to proceed? Okay, so it's taking time to think about that, and again, not being gung-ho. I know you fire signs are quite impulsive, but just have a good think about, you know, how you want to proceed. So that is, you have to have clear intentions of what you want to do, okay, clear thoughts of where you're going, a clear endeavour, how you're going to get there. So you've got to be clear in your communications and your thoughts, okay? Your thoughts might be not clear at the moment, but this is maybe why you have to contemplate and have a good think about how you want to proceed with a situation, how to move forward or move away, whatever you decide to do. The Six of Swords here kind of relates to just what the last word I said, which was move away. The Six of Swords talks about you moving away to calmer waters, okay? So you're maybe moving away from a stormy situation, and that could be the three-way situation or the heartbreak that you've had or you're about to face, okay? There is a moon in this card, which tells me straight away something's going to come to light that you didn't know about before. And you will be moving away from that situation to somewhere where it's calm, and maybe that's what you need, just to have, you know, self-reflection, a fresh approach, a good think about what's happening. Right, fire signs, and the outcome for the month is the first card you've got is the big picture. Okay, we see here it's not negative, it's a very positive card to get. So it just talks about you looking at the bigger picture. And again, I think once you've had that self-reflection, assurance, sort of fresh approach, you've had a good think about it, you're going to start, you know, when you've got it clear in your head how you want to proceed with the situation or the people that are involved. But before you do that, you have to think, what is the highest good for this situation? So it's about looking at the bigger picture. Sometimes when you're not so gung-ho and quick to act or speak, when you've got that time to sort of self-reflect and evaluate before you move forward, if you take yourself out of the situation, it just gives you that time to kind of reflect and look at, you know, what is the highest good here for the whole situation or myself, okay? So by the end of January, you will be looking at the bigger picture, what's most important to you. And sometimes you can't see the trees for the forest, if that makes sense, or that you can't see the forest for the trees, but when you take a couple of steps back, you can start to see things in a new perspective, and, you know, maybe things, because you're so close to a situation or a person, that when you take yourself out of the equation, you can start to look at it from an outsider's point of view. And sometimes that's what you need, is like fresh eyes, okay? When you've been involved or in a situation or whatever it is that this relates to for you guys, when you take a step back and, you know, and take a bit of time to kind of reflect on it, you can maybe see what you couldn't see that was right in front of your nose in the first place. On top of that, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Now this talks about new starts. So this is number one. This is right at the start of the cycle. So this tells me, you know, something by the end of January, there's going to be something new coming. And I mean, the Pentacles do reflect to finances, so it could be finances and material gains. It could just be a new start within a project, or a new start within the situation that's kind of unfolding, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles is a very positive card to get because it does talk about new starts. All right, that's your reading.